What's going on, everybody? It's Ashton, your coach at the Winnipeg Jet Punches, and today I'm excited to bring you back yet another Pokemon Draft League content video. This, of course, being the URSDL. It is week 2 of Season 6, and today we're facing none other than Phong N, aka Evil. He's the coach of the Vietnam Venomoths, and before I get into the matchup, just wanted to give you guys a little bit heads up on how the standings are. A little bit of a spoiler from week 1, but just in case you wouldn't like to be spoiled and would like to go see week 1 before watching this video, be sure to check that out now before I spoil anything. But we ended up winning our week 1 battle by a pretty large margin. I think it was 5-0 against Jax, coach of the Louisville Chadots, so pretty happy about that start to the season. And Phong and I are both sitting pretty at the top of the league with 1-0 and +5 differential, so it's kind of a clash of the Titans here early in week 2. At this point, at least, you know, there's lots of season to be played, but in terms of the early stages of this regular season, it's Phong and I up top. So we're going to see if we can't come out on top as the official #1 seed in the league. So to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what my opponent has access to and why he is sitting pretty at #1, my opponent has access to a very scary team of Zacian Crowned, Mega Blastoise, Gouging Fire, Annihilate, Latias, Tinglu, Rillaboom, Farigiraf, Bellibolt, which is his Terror Captain, Quillfish, Graveler Alola, and Swadloon. So right away you see a lot of very scary Pokemon near the top of his draft. And not to say this team is very top heavy, because a lot of his bottom half of his team, minus a couple of his 1-pointers, I guess Swadloon kind of has the utility of webs, but you know, still a lot of the bottom half of his team as well has some pretty decent viability, or in some aspects viability in Uber's draft. At least in this format, I could definitely see something like Bellibolt and Farigiraf being very, very annoying for some Pokemon, or for some opponents, especially Bellibolt. I think the thing is just stupid bulky, especially with Terra option. But yeah, like the first top, or the first half of his team is also just absolutely stupid. Something that I'm really, really worried about this week, given what we have on our draft, is Mega Blastoise. I think the thing is one of his bigger threats into us, especially with a Shell Smash set and the right amount of coverage moves. That thing can basically just win him the game. So we're going to see if we can't be very, very careful at the way that we handle that Pokemon there. But to give you guys a little bit of insight as to what we have to combat such a scary team, we're going to kick things off, of course, with our primary Uber. It's going to be the Solgaleo. It's going to be a bit of a mix-up from last week. We didn't actually end up getting to use Solgaleo last week, so we're going to see if we can't make it shine by making this our dedicated lead into my opponent with Morning Sun, Roar, Toxic, and Sunsteel Strike. It's going to be a Spadef set. It's going to allow us to have the best chance possible of taking 2 Dark Pulses from a modest Mega Blastoise. So this is going to be a response to the Mega Blastoise. If I see Mega Blastoise lead, I immediately just try to roar it out in order to prevent it from potentially trying to Shell Smash, do something fancy like that on me, knowing full well that it can take any one hit from the Solgaleo. I think it's going to try to abuse a lot of my Pokemon to try to Shell Smash on it, and I'm just not going to let that happen with Roar and Solgaleo this week. So yeah, that's kind of the thinking behind this. Is going to be one of my main ways of dealing with the Mega Blastoise. Secondly, you're going to see that we're bringing a Choice Specs Dragapult this week. It's kind of a fun set in this instance that it really doesn't have many answers. It puts a lot of pressure on his Zacian, which I think is kind of important in this matchup, as we do have quite a strong number of answers and ways of dealing with the Zacian Crowned. I think a lot of people overlook what are some very strong potential answers for Zacian Crowned. I think we have at least 2 solid ones for that Pokemon. One of them is kind of more niche, I have to say, but yeah, we'll get into it later. But yeah, like the combination of Choice Specs and Draco Meteor makes it so that my opponent doesn't really have a lot of ways to alleviate pressure off of Zacian Crown for being a switch into this. And I kind of like that because I have some defense pieces. And yeah, just in general, this Pokemon just threatens a lot of my opponent's Pokemon offensively. There's not much that really wants to take a Choice Specs Draco Meteor. Yeah, Flamethrower is really just there for coverage for the Zacian Crown, so really not too much to say about this Pokemon. He guaranteed outspeeds everything on his team, minus the Jolly Zacian Crown. I think we're speed grouping Adamant Zacian Crown, so just important to keep that note there. Thirdly, we're going to be using our secondary Uber, Urshifu. It's going to be Choice Scarf this week to make it so that we can guaranteed outspeed. What was it there? I think we're guaranteed to outspeed Gouging Fire at +1. I believe is what we have speed grouped ourselves. Or yeah, I believe that's what our primary speed group was. It's just kind of nice because it gives us a option to offensively deal with Latias that isn't Dragapult, I guess. Although we have many ways to deal with Latias. This thing in general is just a really good fast pivot into my opponent's team. Really doesn't... But not a lot of things appreciate the chip from Wicked Blow. So even if it's not necessarily the strongest way to use this Pokemon, it's going to be able to outpace anything that would otherwise be tempted to run Scarf into us in order to accommodate for the speed to be able to outspeed something like the Dragapult. So that's kind of what we're aiming to do with this Pokemon, is to catch a Scarfer off guard and see if we can't really just whittle down his team with this Pokemon. Give us a strong pivot into my other team members. And then for the bottom half of our team, we're going to be starting with our MVP from week 1. As you might remember from week 1, we got a 6-0 with Gliscor, which I was very, very excited about. And this time it's going to be a little bit more defensive-minded. We're going to be running Roost Defog as kind of a general way to control the pace of the battle. And then high horsepower and Toxic allows us to deal with everything, really, that my opponent has to throw at it. There's not really much on this team that can break this other than the Blastoise, so if we can catch that switching in with the Toxic, that's huge. And then whatever we can do to... excuse me. Whatever we can do to whittle down the rest of his team, such as... You know, this thing's very free switch into something like Ting Lu, for example. If we can whittle that down with like Toxic and high horsepower really early on, that would be kind of great. Because this thing will also act as the main response to hazard stacking Ting Lu with Defog, so... Needless to say, we have our answer to Ting Lu right here, and it's going to be hopefully putting in enough work for us as it did week 1. We'll see, but it's kind of hard to double up on that performance, but yeah, we'll see if Gliscor can't do another great showing for us this week. Then we have our Gastrodon. It's going to be making his season debut. It's going to be no attack. It's not going to be any attacks at all. Kind of scary when you think about Zacian Crown stuff, but we do have some really good dedicated switch-ins to the Zacian Crown, so we're happy, we're laughing. It's going to be hazard stacking itself, and it's going to bring Toxic in order to whittle down things like the Blastoise again. It's going to be our secondary answer to the Blastoise. I believe after +2, we live any one hit that Blastoise can go for, thanks to our Storm Drain ability, which would otherwise make it not be... make it so that I wouldn't be able to live, I think, a Hydro Pump at +2 if I didn't have Storm Drain, so that's kind of nice there. And yeah, just in general, Recover plus Toxic's it's going to be able to allow us to check something like the Blastoise a little bit better. Yeah, in general, this Pokemon does really well, and I think the hazards will allow for things like Dragapult and Urshifu to clean things up in the late game, even maybe Gliscor, depending on how the game situates itself. But yeah, be on the lookout for the hazard set by Gastrodon this week. And then to round things out, we have Crocalor again. It's probably going to be the last time we use this thing for a while, but this thing was basically drafted for this purpose, really for this matchup. It's going to be our main response to that alluded to Zacian Crown. Basically, the thinking behind this is Intrepid Sword, where it got nerfed down to the ground, making it so that every time that... it used to be every time that Zacian Crown switched in, it would get an attack boost thanks to Intrepid Sword, but they made it so that only the first time that it hit the field it would hit that or get that boost. So our focus with Crocalor is to make it so that it can live multiple hits from the Zacian Crown, force it out, and then none of my other Pokemon like the Gliscor and such would have to deal with a Intrepid Sword boost Zacian. So that's kind of the thinking behind this Pokemon here. Another Pokemon with phasing in order to make it so that the hazards from Gastrodon are going to do their job a little bit more effectively. And we have Willows there just packing it to potentially catch something like an Annihilate or a Ting Lu trying to get cheeky on us there. So yeah, it's going to be kind of fun here. And we have enough special attack to make it so that we can two-shot a fully offensive Zacian Crown pretty handedly. So yeah, that's going to be the team there. And yeah, without further ado, we're just going to see if we can't hop straight on into the battle and see if we can't deal with that pesky Sassine crowd. All right, see you guys there. Okay. I did not expect the belly bolt to come. That's a bit surprising. Wow, I really wasn't expecting belly bolt. Okay. We'll see if we can't adapt. Get the live battle link here. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll just lead Solgaleo. Like a fun Phong. We got a very scary draft. I won't be surprised if things didn't turn out well for us this week. That Mega Blastoise and that Gouging Fire could definitely be a big issue. Wild to decide what wants to keep here. Okay. Annihilates his lead, okay. We'll see how much this thing is doing to us, as well if this is captured correctly. It's a little bit off, but we'll work with it. Just double check here. Okay, this looks pretty nice. Okay, cool. Alright. So he's max attack adamant nature. Shadow Punch, I don't know. Shadow Claw. Get Toxic here, I think, pretty safely. Let's see subs. Be terrible. I don't mind Toxic. I think that's what I'll go for. He has to respect people's policy agility. Yeah, there we go. So we get Toxic on Ting Lu. That's nice. And I think we can just take this opportunity to go right into our Gliscor and get a Toxic Orb. Spike here. That's okay. Oh, we didn't bring Rillaboom. That's actually kind of crazy. Okay, so I think we can just potentially high horsepower this. Comes back in here. Okay. Does Ice Punch kill us? Gliscor. Max attack. It does not kill us. So we could potentially. He went into that for Defiant stuff, so get Toxic this turn. Nice. We had two things Toxic, that's kind of nice here. Blastoise comes in. Okay, so threats inside. Very scary. We get Toxic this as well. I really don't want to mess around with this thing too much. We kind of suck to lose Gliscor this early on, but I don't know. Might go into Gastrodon here, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll go into Gastrodon first. See what he wants to do. Could just lose here. This is how threatening this Pokemon is. U-turn was not expected on that Blastoise. She's Shell Smash, yep. Okay, so we're gonna go for a Toxic. I'm pretty sure that's the only way we win this battle. Dark Pulse. You get the Toxic off, that's nice. And then here, we'll probably want to maybe switch into Urshifu, I think. Just Blastoise. Assuming it's 252 Modest. We'll see how much Dark Pulse does here, or did. And confirm that to our Gastrodon. Did 60 to 71, it did 63, so it is Modest for sure. Yeah, so I think we can go into our Urshifu, Ice Beam kill. Ice Beam's a good middle ground play, so I'm just trying to see if there's a chance that we live, but with Spikes I don't think we do, so... I mean, it's the safest play to go for Ice Beam here. I really don't see... I don't see a safe switch into Solgaleo at this moment. So I think I'm going to... probably just sack Gastrodon here. Yeah, okay. So I think here... so we have Urshifu against Blastoise, and it's at -1 defense. Actually, with no HP. So I need to have it down to 58-ish, just above 58, so that toxic damage will kill it. So what I kind of want to do here is what I kind of want to do here is go into Solgaleo, bait the Dark Pulse, and then go into Urshifu. I think that's how I want to deal with this Pokemon. So I think, yeah, I think I'm going to go right into... yeah, here's the tricky part. So he has to Dark Pulse or Hydro Pump here. If he Hydro Pumps, he risks me doing something to him. So I think I'm going to go to Urshifu. Dark Pulse, cool. And I think I'm just going to fire off a Sucker Punch here. Yeah, I don't mind Gastrodon being dead in this position. Should do enough here for Toxic to finish this thing off. See what he wants to do here. Might try to preserve this, I'm not sure. But he does have to remember that he's poisoned, so. A very big threatening Pokemon into our team. Mega Blastoise. Yeah, so we do see the trade here. Okay, that's fine. I'll take that trade. Alright, so now we have a very fat Belly Bolt to contend with late game, which I'm kind of worried about. I could either go Dragapult or Gliscor here, to be honest. I think I'm more tempted to go into... It's tricky. I just don't know what Belly Bolt's gonna do. I think I want to go into Dragapult here. You know what? I'll go Gliscor. I'll see what he wants to do with Gliscor. Or into Gliscor. I have to be careful with Defiant Annihilate. Okay. Okay, so... I don't think I have a whole lot to worry about the Rage Fist damage. Just really a matter of, can I avoid... getting knocked out by Ice Punch? Is the question. I think the answer is yes. Yeah, I was really expecting to see Rillaboom here, but yeah, good prep on his part. I'm surprised to see. I'm curious to see what Bellybolt has in store for us, but I'm assuming just to be bulky and live a lot of hits. Horsepower through Ice Punch. Okay, so it's not offensive, and we do have a really strong chance of killing him with this high horsepower here. So I think I might go for that at the moment. Try it. Max HP. That could have been high roll too, so... see, it was high roll. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so I have to be a little bit more careful. I should have probably roosted there. That was the smart play. Yeah, why did he do that, actually? Silly. Misplaying a little bit. Yeah, that was silly. I should have roosted. Playing too fast. So he's probably thinking, how can he avoid roosting? And I think his play is either that Belly Bolt or the gouging, because if he goes Zacian, I just have a hard switch into my Crocalor. Then I don't have to worry about Intrepid Sword Zacian. Gouging, yeah, okay. So here I could go into Crocalor. Really wish I had the hazards up, but that's okay. I really just need to get that Blastoise out of the way. I think I'll go into Crocalor here. Pocket actually. Crocalor versus gouging. Yeah, it's kind of a tricky endgame here. I'll go into Crocalor, sure. Scale shot, that's fine. We'll slack off. It's gotta be packing the Earthquake. We'll see. Let's miss. Okay, so we can roar. Okay, Tinglu's in. I think we can go hard into Gliscor here. And try to roost the damage off. Maybe weakness policy on his gouging. I have to be careful for that too. Try to roost here. And that's fine. Okay, so Dragapult's in. I think we probably want to U-turn here. I don't want to get stuck into Draco with Zacian still around, so... Well, actually, no, it doesn't really matter. I think I probably do want to Draco here, don't I? How much does it do? Back bolt, 2 team loot. Let's say he's max F. Yeah, it doesn't kill, so I probably have to U-turn here. Belly bolts in. Really? He's gonna do me like that. Okay, that's unfortunate there, but yeah, we'll just go into Gliscor and probably Defog or try to Toxic this turn. Maybe Toxic would be the play. See what he has. Man, that static sucks. Dragon Bolt's getting some bad luck this season. Okay, so we see Reflect. Interesting. We'll Defog here, I think. Get rid of the hazards. Screen, Belly Bolts. Okay. So you do have an endgame now a little bit more that Gliscor's got some health. Still a little bit worried about the gouging in the endgame because Crocalor doesn't have a way of dealing with it and it's not weak enough. That static kind of matters on my Dragapult because I don't really have an out now. I need that thing Toxiced. And I think Gliscor is going to be my answer to it now. Like, it's my dedicated answer to it. That's fine. Get rid of the hazards here. Let me just go right into Crocalor immediately. Just light makes like Gliscor doesn't have to deal with the +1 Ice Fang immediately next time it comes in. Potentially. I'm assuming that's what he's probably going to be on this thing. Ice Fang, Behemoth Bash, and some sort of cover true for Solgaleo probably, like Crunch. That's my guess. We have an endgame, but it gets a lot more difficult with Dragapult being paralyzed. Shame. I think I have to try to get Solgaleo in on Gouging Fire on a Scale Shot turn. If Gliscor's not on the field, if that makes sense. Next time it comes in, anyway. And then I can just start clicking high horsepower with Gliscor. I'm just super worried about weakness policy on that. Bolt, yep. Yep, that's alright. I think we can double back into Gliscor here. Yep, that's okay. Just defog. Spam defog, really. It's fine. I think we try to Toxic you. It's okay. Okay, cool. We're going to probably just high horsepower. Gliscor into Gouging Fire. Spell that wrong? Oh, it's not a dash. It's 47 to 56. +2. I don't die to a Flare Blitz though. No. Yeah, I don't die to a Flare Blitz at +2. But I don't know. What do I want to do here? want to go into this. Just let Toxic rack up on it. Okay, that's fine. What's the play? Just go back to the dice board. High horsepower this time, I think. Cool. Alright. How's the endgame look? How does the endgame look? Gouging. I think I roost here. Fine. I go into Crocalor here. It's fine. Slack off. Dice. Just keep slacking off, I think. Yep. And I go back into Gliscor. Revealed anything else besides static and reflect on this thing. That's fine. I think here I can high horsepower. Parafairy, that's fine. Reflect, that's fine. Defog. Slack off, that's fine. High horsepower. It's damage. I go into Crocalor. Crunch, that's fine. I flamethrower. That's fine. I go Gliscor. Yep. And I got high horsepower. Defog. I think I can breathe. We'll see, but I think I can breathe. Yep. I will high horsepower again. Yep. Defog. Just a PP stall a little. Defog. Then I think here I can go for a high horsepower. Yep. I think that's game. Come on. High horsepower, yep. Zacian's in, I go into Crocalor. Yep, there's nothing. I go for a slack off. Flamethrower. Cool, that's a kill. And I go back into Gliscor. GG. Holy crap. Alright, that is the game. Thank goodness for Crocalor, baby. He's not useless. But yeah, thank you all. Thank you all so much for watching this battle. We're going to be up 2-0 in this Ubers League for the first time in a while. We've been up 2-0. Well, actually, no. The first time in Ubers League, and we're up 2-0 in a while. It's been a while since we've been in Ubers League. But yeah, I'm very stoked on that win. Gliscor really clutched out. Thank you all so much for watching and for your support on the videos. And I'll see you all in the next one. All right. Bye-bye.